Castle. Castle does, and got some Subnautica action going on. Why do I always have trouble saying that? I've only said it like 50 times now. Probably more like 40. No, actually, I've probably encroached on 50. Uh, so I am still kind of doing more busy work, trying to work towards what I'm going to be doing in this area here. I finally started actually making the decisions to how I'm going to do this. So, okay. So the goal here in this spot is to have like a cool area that sort of has a sort of mysterious vibe to it. Like what was going on here? So I have almost like kind of Stonehenge kind of build. You'll see in a second. So it's like this is something that I want the player to find and just kind of feel like it's whoa, you know. And I think that should happen. At some points, these videos will kind of be at least minor spoilers or just total spoilers. Considering a great deal of the game is the exploration, yeah, you're probably getting some serious spoilers. Look at that. Nice Stonehenge like structures. I don't want it to have like one that looked like it kind of fell over. I have like really tall ones, taller pillar pieces, and that is actually by reshaping the primitive that I use in order to draw the geometry. This one didn't quite make it, so it's like almost Stonehenge. I mean, what of all things in the world to create wonder than one of the seven wonders? Which on that note, I should probably add a pyramid somewhere. Great pyramid. Well, there's always something cool. At least one cool thing a day. Eat stuff. Hmm. I'm still drinking this. Get some grass in there. Kind of think about getting some more of the green rock. Now all that green rock is replaced by the cool new material. At the time when I was placing it, I'm trying to figure out what to do with the Starlight Pit, but maybe I mean there's definitely no Starlight, but you know it'd be kind of funny if I put like an old dead Sarlacc or something. Just like make a model of like an old creature Sarlacc thing. That'd be pretty fucking cool actually. Yeah, it definitely needs to have something more spot. Although I do add loot and make it rewarding to find this area. What to do? What to do? What do you think I should do? Well, because of the fact that these videos are lagging, like this was from earlier this month. Uh this is just a fact of how I'm doing videos is that if you're watching it in the video, it happened probably 2 weeks ago. Haven't really figured out a good way to actually do this without that happening. Either I really like the model of having a new video every day. I'm probably going to change it to every weekday because every day is a little bit insane. But I like having I like the stability feeling of it. Like you can come on to this YouTube channel and get a video that's new every day. It's consistent. It's extremely consistent. I really feel I like that. I'm talking about the YouTube channel again rather than the project. But Actually, I'm kind of I'm kind of surprised I haven't run out of things to talk about. But there's always new stuff to talk about while you're working on things, because the story about working on stuff is always going to be an interesting story. You know, you end up with all these kinds of like weird ups and downs, especially in really really long projects. I've worked on some projects that were like multiple years. Um, and you know, after a while, that's a long time for a project. Multiple years, like 2 years, maybe three. I think the longest project I've ever worked on was um yeah, that was a while back, really long time ago. Yeah. So at this point, kind of realizing that there's a lack of detail in the safe shallows areas. Compared, it's mostly just that I haven't. There's a lot of unsaid rules. I mean, they're not totally unsaid, but a lot of rules about uh, placement of props and like what materials go with those props and everything like that. And it's not so much that these rules weren't said or they weren't mentioned. It's just that there's already so many other things to pay attention to that I guess that kind of just fell through the cracks. And like uh, one of the things that in my safe shallows areas I haven't been doing was making sure that I followed those. Like a lot of them I didn't even know really. I needed to really 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 watching closely to see like, oh, you can't put mushrooms on walls and stuff like that were later told to me. But there was a lot of other things too, like you can only put this prop on this material, you can only. So um which is fine, you know. In hindsight though, I think I would have been more careful about making sure that I knew what all those rules were way earlier. I'll have to kind of, they're not really rules in the standard sense. They're, you can bend them and maybe even break them, or come up with some different things. It's all just kind of coming together at once, which is the typical feeling. Uh, Being in an airplane that's in the sky while you're working on it, what it feels like. Hopefully that doesn't crash. Get some more shells in here. I mean, to get really far ahead, maybe one of the ideas is combining combining the voxel geometry with uh, model props that are just geometry, kind of like in the same sense of like something I would work in like ZBrush or 3D Studio Max or something like that. Import those and just have them with the triplanar material placed onto them, and then use those as ways to create geometry that's a little bit different, that has different traits than the voxels, sort of like a medium ground. But at this point in time, doing something like that was not even an apple in my eye. Like that's just something that we were just recently talking about, to really like that level of detail being able to be done in these areas that could have a great effect on the visuals. But I guess we'll have to see how that works out, because I don't currently know how that is going to happen. Uh, I'm I'm planning to actually make some meshes in Max and ZBrush them up and see how that goes. Get them in there. Yeah. There's gonna be one really good amount of polish. Like I want to polish the shit out of this area, all these areas. So that's really kind of just getting everything together, and at this point there's sort of like the pressure's on. All right, thank you for watching.